It's an honor for me to have the opportunity to speak today with Masayuki Mochizuki, known throughout the backgammon world as Mochy. Mochy, welcome to the voice of backgammon.
Hello, I'm very excited to be here. Thank you for inviting me to here.
Oh, we've got an echo. I'm sorry, Mochy. Do you hear the echo on your computer? It,
No.
all right.
Um,
I hear it, but I think it'll be fine. It, it's a little bit like Led Zeppelin.
okay,
Uh,
what can I do for you?
oh, do you have Twitch.tv up on your computer
Um,
as a window?
so I will just turn it off, everything.
Maybe I do. It's me. My apologies.
No
it,
problem.
it was actually me. All right, great. I had Twitch.tv open. All right, so this is what happens when you do a live interview. We are live streaming on Twitch.tv at Voice of Backgammon, and I'm honored to have Mochy, who is now is the first person in history to have earned the designation of Super Grandmaster Class 3. It means that you've achieved a 2.5 or lower PR performance rating over at least 250 experience points.
No, it's 300 experience points.
I heard 300. I went on the BMAB website and it said 250. Maybe I looked in the wrong place, but you have at least 300 to earn that.
Yeah.
I know that your rating did include over 300 experience points. So anyway, congratulations, Mochy, on this
Oh, thank you
amazing
very much.
accomplishment. So what exactly does this mean to you?
Well, I was of course happy about that, but it's just milestone for me. I'm aiming higher, and I know I'm not the last person to do it. I know they will catch me up, and I hope they do. And humans should go higher. And my next goal would be 2.25 and the 2.0. And I love backgammon, and I wanna be better every time. And there are constantly interesting problems, so it never ends. But of course, I'm happy about this.
Of course you are. And I mean, you mentioned, and you should be, I mean, it's the hard work, amazing hard work that you put into this. And I want to ask you about that in a moment, but you mentioned you're not done yet. You're looking to bring your PR down to 2.25, even to 2.0. Do you think there are limits?
Yeah, but there will be a limit because computer always plays against assuming computer playing against the same computer, right?
Yeah.
But in real game, of course, you have to adjust your play according to your opponent, according to the situation, obviously. So there will be a limit, and but I make too many mistakes still. I don't like this. I want to fix it. You know, and I have many problems that I have no clue. And so there's no end again.
Well, your play and doubling, you're one of the most modest people I think I've ever met. Your play and doubling is pretty close to perfect. Some say that your play is perfect and it's XG that needs to improve.
No,
So,
no, no.
still, what part of the game do you feel that you could make the most improvement? And what is your plan to make that improvement?
It's kind of hard to say, but of course, complicated position like climbing versus climb, or breathing position, some breathing position, and also a back game, of course. There are a lot of rooms for improve.
Well, that's interesting. I mean, the work ethic that you have. I mean, you're known as one of the hardest working players. You record every match, you transcribe every match. You study every match, right?
I never thought it is hard work. This is my passion, and I love to do it. So I don't understand the meaning. What is hard work? This is not hard work for me.
Yeah, yeah.
If I have to wake up 8 o'clock and go to go to the company and work until 5 o'clock. It's hard work for me. But I can spend my time on what I love, and I can improve my game, and I can face my stupidity every day. This is great.
Wow, it's so awesome to have that type of transparency, open-mindedness, and really search for truth. Your ego does not get in the way. And I'm thinking, is that your secret? Really, is that your real secret, that you hold that value system to not let your ego get in the way of your play?
Ego? What do you mean ego?
Well, people, they make excuses why they did not win. That's their ego talking.
Okay. Well, if you don't win, you play bad and you were unlucky. Both
Yep.
of them.
Yeah.
Usually.
Yeah.
So what can I do?
All right. So what you recognize, what's different about you, is that when you don't win, you're willing to entertain the fact that maybe you didn't play as well as you could. Well, many players say, I was unlucky.
Yeah, of course I was unlucky too. But
Right.
what can I couldn't do anything about my luck. And so I should do more about what I can do. So I gonna focus on my side. I could do better. Every match I have some mistakes, of course.
Now, when you make those mistakes, how do you go about finding out what the root cause of that mistake was in your thinking? I mean, like XG, Extreme Gammon, which everybody knows is XG, is the bot of choice for many, if not most, backgammon players. How important is XG to your study, and are there other things that you use when you make a mistake to figure out why you made it and how to avoid it again in the future?
Okay. Currently, most of my mistakes are not because of my lack of understanding, but because of what to say, mistake over the balls. It means I didn't see my play, for example, or I was scared, or I had no time on the clock, so that I couldn't make my play. I couldn't make the best play.
Yeah.
So, like maybe 50% of them are lack of understanding, but other 50% is due to my misbehavior in the game.
Very interesting.
That means I don't need to look up to the computer because I know why I made a mistake. And I know why this is a mistake. But it's just hard to play perfectly because we are all human. And if you are hungry, you couldn't focus enough. If you have some concern in your mind, you might miss some plays, and etc. etc. So this one, of course I'm trying to avoid, but this is not extreme gammon things. The other 50%, of course, extreme gammon related. I work hard with extreme gammon, and I try to understand why my play is a mistake. I try to understand why the other play is the best. So of course, extreme gammon is very important for me.
Yeah, great. But I love what you bring up. You're talking about half the time. Okay, it's extreme gammon. There's something that I can understand more deeply about the game. But the other 50% was the human factors you talked about. I've done tutoring of students in mathematics, and 50% I have the same kind of discussion with them. 50% of the problems when they score poorly on an SAT, well, it wasn't bad luck. We can't blame that. But a lot of it was they didn't get enough to eat the night before, or they didn't get enough sleep, or they just missed it. Just like sometimes, I'm going to miss a play in backgammon, they're going to miss the SAT question. So those are the human factors that are so critical. And in terms of the game itself, today, players from Japan and Denmark pretty much dominate the world of backgammon. And of course, there's two other great and well-known players, Michihito Michi Kageyama and Akiko Yazawa, are also Japanese. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but recently, several young world-class players have been coming out of Japan too.
Mm-hmm.
Yoshiyuki Nakamura,
Yeah.
Kiyokazu Nishikawa, and others. And
Mm-hmm.
I have a suspicion, just a suspicion, that this may be due to your excellent work with young backgammon players in Japan. Tell us about that work and the reason you think you've been so successful with that approach.
Well, I think it's safe to say Japan backgammon will be continue to dominate the world of backgammon because I saw many young, talented backgammon players here in Japan. I don't want to be arrogant, but it's just true. If you play Japan Open or if you play tournament here, I just won OSN tournament, but the average age of players will be decreasing every year. You
Mm,
know, so I feel like I'm
that's
getting
awesome.
older every year. Um,
You are, Mochi. You are getting older every year.
I know, I know, I know. But I mean, if I play a tournament in United States, most of them are older than I am.
Yep.
So I'm like one of the youngest players, which is pretty strange because I'm already 38. Anyway, what I have done to young players is that I hold backgammon summer camp every year. We stay together, we live together in summer house for 4 nights, 3 nights and 4 days, yeah. And we play backgammon, we study backgammon. Every match is recorded and then discuss. And I explain why this plays the blunder, why this plays the best. And they are pretty young. The youngest one is like 13 years old. I call it under 25. U25 is name of my school.
Ah, great. Yep.
Um, yeah, right now, well, last year we had two title, um, Japanese championship, and the Meijin is won by two young players. They are
Hmm.
22 years old, and
Fantastic.
they didn't win by luck. They played pretty well already, and I'm sure and I hope they will pass me in coming
Oh, that's
years.
awesome. That
Hopefully in 3 years or something.
is that a model that we could use in the United States or in other countries? You're right. Backgammon players at tournaments tend to be older in the United States, and we'd love to learn from you and see what we could do in the U.S. to bring more young people into at least the tournament scene. I think a lot of people are starting to play in the home actually and play just as a casual thing. But is there a way that we follow your model? Any ideas? Do you plan to bring your model to the United States?
I don't know. I don't think the United States can just copy what I do because Tokyo is completely a unique situation. Um, so United States should find their own way, and I'm sure they could find their own way. It's a big country, and if USPGA focused on the thing, and of course they will do it.
Yeah, well, you're probably the closest thing backgammon has to a celebrity. Uh, and do you think backgammon as a mind sport has the potential to make greatly popular celebrities out of super grandmasters like yourself? I mean, what do you think has to happen before that can happen?
Uh, well, I think well, there are many things to be done, right? We need to have a World Backgammon Federation, of course. We need to have a World Backgammon Pro League, and
Hmm.
of course, we don't have online backgammon. Online backgammon is not big enough right now. Um,
Hmm.
there should be many things to be done.
Yeah,
But
it
I
sounds like,
think the most important things is change the attitude to the players, because currently, including backend professionals, yeah, um, they are not really proud of what they are doing. You know, like some backend professionals just trying to make money. You know, what they are doing is stealing money from weak players. You know, they are looking for fish and they make money. It's okay. It's okay, but what to say? Also, some country, backgammon is regarded as a gamble. Some country, backgammon is regarded as a low sports. So it's like a, you know, just a luck game, which is not true, but the people might think so. And if we could change perspective of the players or perspective of people, that's a big change, of course. Backgammon is a great game, yeah. Because this can be played by almost everybody. It's not easy to, it's not difficult to run, and it's really difficult to master. It takes lifetime to understand, right?
No question.
So there's many potentials, but I think the people's attitude, people's mind is the key to success.
Well, one of the things that you're working with now is the Backgammon Masters awarding body. You're president of that organization, in fact, and do you think that is that one of the ways, one of the things that can happen to lend credence to backgammon and let people know it's respectable, it's not gambling, it's not about taking people's money, it's about really, it's a mind sport. It's about having the human brain develop and you know, to play this game better and better. Like you say, it's a lifelong pursuit. What you know, what's BMAB hoping to accomplish for the world of backgammon?
The good things about BMAB is actually we finally have real ranking of players, yeah, because backgammon involves a lot of luck, so it's very difficult to determine who is the best player, who is the most skilled players. But with the support of computer, we now have a real ranking with the number, so that we can see the difference between players as well. So of course that is a good effect. And by the way, don't get me wrong, backgammon is a gamble, but at the same time, backgammon is a game of skill, and backgammon is an intellectual game too. Backgammon has many aspects. You know, this is, I just don't want to put too much focus on the gambling aspect, because people tend to underestimate the gambling. You know, people believe the gambling is a bad thing. I don't think gambling is a bad thing, but the people think so. So I just want to say that backgammon has many aspects, but this is a great game. Yeah? Yeah,
no question. So basically, you can play, look, you can take any game on the face of the planet and play it for money. If you're into gambling, it doesn't mean that backgammon is a gambling game. It means that people who gamble may play backgammon. So, you know, people can gamble on chess, they gamble on sports. Sports are legal, you know, so, you know, that argument that one should not play backgammon because one can gamble with it is specious for that reason. No question. What's next on the tournament scene for you?
My next tournament?
Yes.
I'm going to Cyprus.
Awesome.
End of this month, actually. And then I go to Los Angeles for the tournament in early December. And maybe I go to Dubrovnik in December too.
Great, that'd be a lot of travel for you. So you'll be at Candace Myron's, Pat Gibson, Candace Myron's running that tournament in LA now. And Cyprus, of course, is the tournament run by Arda. So that's great. And I'll be there. I'll be at both tournaments as Voice of Backgammon there, and we look forward to. And also, there was this announcement with BMAB on yesterday that Voice of Backgammon and BMAB are collaborating and have formed an alliance to have so that grandmasters are available to provide expert co-host commentary.
Yeah, I'm very happy to have you.
Thank you. Same here. Really, it's an honor. Mochy, it's been a pleasure talking with you. I look forward to working with you in upcoming tournaments, including Cyprus. And once again, congratulations on becoming Super Grandmaster. Just an amazing accomplishment.
Thank you very much.
Well, this is Larry Shiller with your Voice of Backgammon. And thank you so much for watching. And thank you to Mochy for joining us. Please share your love of backgammon and this video with your friends and loved ones. Keep on rolling.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mochy.